Good morning, children. How are you all today? Hope you have gone through all the videos that was uploaded and you have read the lessons what is already given for you and started working out with your question answers and assignments that is given to you before, and daily assignments from the subjects. And moving on to our English again. We have already completed the 3 poetries during the March, and now we are moving on to the 4th poetry, How to Tell Wild Animals by Carolyn Wells. Here when you talk about the writer, the poet, Carolyn Wells was an American author, and she was born on January 18th, 1862. A prolific writer of poems, mysteries, children's literature, parodies, and other humorous pieces. Carolyn Wells was a prolific writer for over 40 years and was especially noted for her humor. She used to write humorous poetries or literature sections. Now moving on to the poetry, How to Tell Wild Animals. She is just explaining us how to call those animals when you find or recognize the animals, how you find them in the jungles. First paragraph, if ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if they should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you'll know it is the Asian lion. Now here the meaning of the word roars means giving out a loud sound, and the meaning of the word tawny is brownish yellow color. So here our poet is just describing that. She is humorously telling, Carolyn Wells humorously says that if by chance you go to any forest in the east, and if a huge terrible animal comes to you, and if it roars loudly, and if you are dying, then you will come to know it is the Asian lion. This is what she explains in the first stanza. The first stanza, she is just saying that when you are going to the forest, and if you are coming across a wild beast, and if you are very scared of it, and then if it is roaring very loudly, you can understand that it is the Asian lion. Now moving on to the second stanza, or if sometime when roaring around a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. The simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. Now here the word discern means see with insight. That is the meaning of the word discern. Now coming to the meaning of the second stanza here. What is the meaning of the second stanza? So here she is also saying that if a wild animal with black stripes on yellow hide welcomes you and eats you, then this simple rule will teach you that it is the Bengal tiger. This is the second stanza. Once again, I'll repeat the meaning of the stanza 2. The poet Carolyn Wells says that if a wild animal with black stripes on yellow hide welcomes you, hide means your skin, welcomes you and eats you, then the simple rule will teach you that it is a Bengal tiger. Now we are going to the stanza 3 of the poetry. If strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with the spots is pepper, as soon as he leapt on you, you will know it is a leopard. 'Twill do no good to roar with pain, he'll only leap again. So, strolling here means wandering. When the beast is wandering. Now, I will just give you the meaning of the third stanza here. In the third stanza, Wells says that when strolling, if you see whose hide is covered with spots, and it jumps as you start and it starts eating you, then you will understand that it is a leopard. There will be no use of shouting with pain because it will be continuously eating you up. So this is what the third stanza gives you. Now the fourth stanza. If when you are walking round your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard, be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he'll give you just one more caress. So of course you know that the bears are little more loving and caressed. So this is what he says here also. A bear can be found in the yard. Why is it there in the yard? It is just going, it may be getting from the nectar from the beehives. So it will be around the yards. What is it going to do? It's the bear is going to hug you and try hard to embrace you. And this hug is called as a bear hug. And here when you take the last line of the stanza, if you have any doubts, I guess he'll just give you one more caress. That last line, the use of the word caress for a bear is ironical here and humorous, since bears are ferocious and hardly capable of gentleness, which is suggested by the word caress. Now moving on to the stanza 5. Though to distinguish beasts of prey a novice might nonplus, the crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus. Hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. So here the meaning of novice means a beginner or trainee. Novice is a beginner or a trainee. So though to distinguish beasts of prey a novice might nonplus, the crocodile you always may tells from the hyena thus. Hyenas come from the merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. This is what the fifth stanza is. And now what is the meaning of that is, here Carolyn Wells says that if you are just walking around your yard and if by any doubt, if you have any doubt Then that is the poet says that a novice may be confused to recognize animals, but you can differentiate between a crocodile and a hyena. How come you can differentiate between a hyena and a crocodile? Is a hyena always smile, but if it is weeping, then it is a crocodile. So crocodile is weeping and the hyena is always smiling. This is the distinguishing, that is the difference that he tells us. This is how he gives us the difference between the crocodile. So if a novice is confused to recognize animals, but you can differentiate between the hyena and the crocodile, that is the hyena smiles and the crocodile cries. This is what he says. That is poet Carolyn says. And now the 6th stanza, when you take, the true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all and not a single wing. If there's nothing on the tree, 'tis the chameleon you see. The true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't have any ears at all and not a single wing too. And if there is nothing on the tree, it is the chameleon you see. And when you are moving on to the meaning of this stanza, a chameleon looks like a lizard. So it doesn't have ears or wings, and if there is nothing on the tree, then you will find there's a chameleon, as chameleon has the ability to camouflage itself. This is what he says. It has no the chameleon is just like a lizard only, and it doesn't have ears or wings. And if there's nothing on the tree, then you can see that there's a chameleon, and the chameleon has got the ability to camouflage itself. This is what he says. So it can be found, the chameleon can be found on a tree. This is the meaning of the whole poetry. Now I will just sum up the summary of your poetry. In the poem, Carolyn Wells humorously says that if by chance you go to any forest in the east, and if a huge terrible animal comes to you, and if it roars loudly, if you are dying, then you will come to know that it is an ancient Asian lion. She also says that the wild animals with black stripes on yellow hide welcomes you and eats you. Then this simple rule will teach you that it is a Bengal tiger. In the 3rd stanza, Wells says that when strolling, if you see whose hide is covered with spots and it jumps at you and starts eating you, then you will understand that it is a leopard. There will be no use of shouting with pain, because it will be continuously eating you up. Then he is just saying that if you are just walking around your yard and an animal meet you and it hugs you tightly, then believe that it is a bear. If you have any doubt, then I think that it will caress you. That is a bear which is caressing you. And in the next stanza, the poet is saying that the novice may have the doubt that whether it is the lizard, to differentiate or to recognize the animals, whether it is the crocodile or a hyena. So here you can differentiate between the crocodile and hyena, saying that the crocodile cries and the hyena smiles. And in the last stanza, the poet is there is a original chameleon is just like a lizard, and it does not have ears or wings. If there is nothing on the tree, then you can say that you can find a chameleon on the tree, and it has got the ability to camouflage itself. Now, what is the theme of the poetry? The theme of the poem is how dangerous the wild beast can be. The poet suggests some dangerous and imaginative ways to identify the wild animals. The poem is full of humorous examples when the poet tries to distinguish one animal from the others. It is not safe to be close to tigers and lions, but the poet ironically suggests very risky ways to identify these animals. And the message given by the poet suggests that in a lighter and humorous vein, that wild animals are very dangerous and one should exercise extreme caution when one is near them. One should keep a safe distance from them. Then here the poetic devices, you will have repetition here, then syntax and structure, elision, all this, and that we will be going on with these poetic devices with more explanation during our classes. Thank you, children. I request you once again to read through your lessons and the poem and watch your videos again to get your proper explanation again. And if you have any doubt, you can just ask. Thank you, children.